here he is doing the Kamehameha. Right. Let's see if I can get him to stand like that. Can I? Hold on. I should be able to, right? Yeah, there we go. Let's move this stuff. Oh, yeah, Kamehameha, huh? All right, guys, today we're going to be reviewing the WoW Super Action Studio Bulked Warrior version B. Now, I got version B because as far as, like animating and stuff, I don't really need a red colored figure, because if I wanted to animate Kaioken, I could just change the color of the image to make him red or whatever. So I actually would rather just get a normal colored figure and then edit the red color if I wanted to use it for like Kaioken or whatever. So this is, of course, an unlicensed Dragon Ball figure that has just been released. And honestly, I feel as though I say this a lot, but I'm not doing it as like a joke or anything, but I feel like almost every figure I get, or at least a lot of them, I'm like, this is the greatest whatever figure. This is the greatest whatever figure. It is like, I'm not trying to make a joke of it, but the figures today, I feel like a lot of them are so good that a lot of them are really strong contenders for the greatest whatever figure, the greatest Goku figure, the greatest Vegeta figure, the greatest Vega figure, They're just, man, I mean, the quality, the sculpt on this is crazy. It looks like it literally just jumped straight off a manga panel or a manga panel, however you want to say it. Like, look at this. Look at that. That is insane. And this is their first figure, I really hope they make a Vegeta to go with this Goku, okay? But let's just get into the review, because what I really want to do personally is compare this to the Lowest Born Saiyan. That's really a big thing of what I want to do with this, but I'm going to check it out in general as well. I heard some stuff about the arm getting loose, so hopefully that doesn't happen to me, but let's get it. All right, so cut this. I actually have not opened this yet. I wanted to save opening it for the actual unboxing. And you'll see a lot of they're like manga panels on the sides. Don't know if those are actual, like legit manga panels or fan drawn. I don't know, but looks pretty good, honestly. Let's get this out. I will say though, I wish that the front of the box here actually showed the figure so you could see it in there, Like, what if you're buying one online, you don't know if it has paint issues, QC issues, you can't see it in the box, right? And another thing too, the quality of the print image on this is not the best quality, but I don't really care that much because it's not an official figure, so, Oh, all right, let's get this. Crazy. All right, so here is the figure in the, clamshell with all the accessories he has. So he has, let me see, 4 pairs of hands. Well, actually 5, hold on. 5 pairs of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head sculpts. There's one here in the bag here. And this arm accessory, and he has 2 head sculpts with like inverted hair. Okay, so yeah, let's look at it. It looks really good already, I mean, honestly. Okay, what should I look at first? I guess just the figure. Okay, so first, the head sculpt for mine was loose. It was actually like not attached in the box. Don't know if that was intentional or not. Let me just pop it on. Okay, that seems to be on, I think. Yeah, so here's the figure. Looking very, very cool. Looks really good, man. Like seriously. It looks just like the manga or the anime or whatever. Let's get a real close up here. See if we can get some better lighting on that. Okay. That looks really good. Now, I guess in the manga, his eyes were not filled in black. Let me see. Yeah. So if you look here at this thing, his eyes are not filled in black, which is interesting. I personally wish they were, but of course I've never really read the manga. I've only watched the anime really, so I guess this is the style of the manga. I do wish his eyes were black though. That'd be pretty cool. I would prefer that, but it's fine, you know? Hair sculpt looks really good. Looks really solid. Yeah, he has the belt and stuff. So this is basically a modified version of the legendary Super Saiyan Goku body. And honestly, the quality feels really good. It feels durable, has a nice finish to it and everything. Let me see, there's a little mark on the neck of mine there. Is that removable? It's like a little black speck there. Not sure if that can come off or no. Oh yeah, it's gone. All right, great. So yeah, looks good. It has shading, unlike a lot of the SHF figures nowadays. And so yeah, let's put this aside for now and just set him over here. And let me look at the other face sculpts. Can he stand? Let's see. Okay, so standing him up seems to be, kind of awkward. Hold on. So his boot, there's something strange going on here. Let me see. So it feels as though having him stand up is kind of difficult. Let me see. Weird. I don't know why his feet are like not balancing easily. That's weird. Okay. First issue, I guess. All right. So here we have this, which is like a smirking head sculpt with some sweat on him. And mine has a slight, like, there's a bit of a like imperfection by the eye there. You can see this, like a bit of indentation. I don't know what that is actually, but you can see in the eye here, there's a bit of indentation where it should not be. And I don't know why. And of course, this is just the mirrored version of this hair sculpt, right? So you see it right here. Yeah. All right. And then let's look at this one, which is him yelling. Looks really, really good. Yep. Very solid. I like it. We got this right here, teeth gritted, looking down. So this is, I believe, for when he's like punching Vegeta, and he's looking down at him and stuff. Then in the bag here, we have this head sculpt, which is teeth gritted, looking forward. Now I will say, I personally really, really hate like looking off to the side head sculpts and stuff. Like I really don't like those unless they also include a looking forward version. Okay. Like for example, the Hunter x Hunter SHF figures, I had an opportunity to buy them for a pretty good price, but I decided not to because most of the faces are like looking off to the side. And as an animator, that is very annoying because basically whenever you're animating like a fight or something, most of the time, the character is going to be looking straight ahead. So I would have to edit their eyes for like most of the time that they're not looking ahead and stuff, or that they are looking ahead because the figures' face sculpts are looking to the side. So it's just way too annoying. I decided to just pass on them. But yeah, so I'm glad that they included the looking forward version right here, basically. So that's pretty cool. And then as for the hands, I mean, nothing new really. Stuff we've seen before, kind of like a gripping, grabbing kind of hands right here. Oh, grabbing hands. He's got, these splayed open hands right here, Yeah. Then we've got these kind of like Kamehameha hands, right? They look pretty good and they actually feel slightly soft. They're not super hard. And then he has these like martial arts hands right here. Yeah. When I say soft, I don't mean like, they're not like Storm Arena, but they're a bit pliable. you know? So yeah, and then he has, of course, this arm here, which is the like, you know, punching Vegeta sculpt, which looks pretty cool. But of course, I mean, I don't really need this because if I were to animate like Goku punching Vegeta or whatever, I would just, you know, like add some motion blur to his hand or something. So, you know, these kind of accessories, I don't really need them, but I know a lot of people like them for display purposes and stuff like that. So they look cool. Now, I'm kind of hesitant as to whether to try this on the figure because I think I saw in someone's review that after they removed the arm and put this on and then put the regular arm back on, his arm was like really loose. And honestly, I don't think I want to risk that. So I might not try putting this on, to be completely honest with you. You know, I really might not do that just to avoid the loose thing happening. I'm kind of torn about it. Anyways, articulation, right? Let's look at the articulation. And in this bag, there's another like this piece is for the arm effect thing. Yeah. So let's put this stuff over here. And let's check the articulation on this guy. See how good he can really pose. So the head, let's see. He can look down very well, I would say. He can look up quite well as well. To the side a bit, this way a bit. Let's see now, the arms can go up like that much. Then of course he has a butterfly joint. Let's see how far forward that can go. I guess that's as far as it goes. But let's see. Let's get the other arm here. Joints are kind of stiff actually. Oof. Don't want to break anything. Oh dear. Might have to put some oil on this. But yeah, he can cross his arms like this. All right, like that. Let me see. You know, you can do that. Let's see here. Of course, you can do 360 here. Double jointed elbow, right? Wrist, of course, swivel and hinge. Where's the hinge at? Okay, hinge is kind of like that. All right, and then his torso. Let's see how far forward he can lean. Not very much. Backwards, he can go, not very much either. Can he go side to side? Perhaps a bit, not much at all. And then the legs, let's see, how high can he kick? Don't want to break anything, of course. He can go like that, basically. You know, out to the side, let's see. Can he go? Hold on. Trying to get this cup thing under here. He's not going any further than that, I don't think. Hold on. Is that really how far he goes? Seriously? He really can't go any further than that? No way. I'm not trying to break this thing. Dang it. I think I might need some oil, honestly. I might have to put some oil in there to get that joint to loosen up a bit, because I'm pretty sure you should be able to go more than that. But mine is kind of stuck there. I'm not about to break this on camera, okay? So I assume you can do like a pretty good split, but I have to put oil in those joints. And then let's see, the knee, also pretty stiff, which is not the worst thing. Oh my goodness, that's a stiff knee. But yeah, okay, the joints on mine are pretty stiff. I'm gonna need to put some oil on this, no doubt about it. And then the foot goes down like that much, right? Goes up that much. Ankle, oh wow, his ankles can go like that, which is quite good. And then the toe goes like that, okay? So yeah, articulation in the torso area is not the best, but everything else is pretty good, I'm assuming, but I have to put some oil in these joints because that arm is pretty stiff, his legs are pretty stiff, his knees are pretty stiff, and I don't want to risk snapping anything, but he looks really, really good. Let's now just swap out a face sculpt. Let's pull this off. Pull this off here. Yup, take that off. Why is it so tedious? Okay, there we go. And then let's put on the teeth gridded looking forward one, which is this one right here. Push this in here. And that's kind of an interesting design. Hold on. That's how the inside of that looks right there. Yeah. Let's put this here. Okay. Get the bangs right here. And yeah, so this is teeth gridded looking forward. Looks absolutely incredible. Looks just like the manga, although his nose is a bit flat, to be fair. His nose should probably be a bit pointier. Yeah, and let's try the other head sculpt now. Oh, that came out pretty easily, good. And let's get this on here. Yeah, seems to be good. And here he is with the reversed head sculpt. Although, as I said, mine has a bit of a defect on that eye there. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Looks pretty good. And let's just swap some hands out, I guess. Let's do a pose for the people who love the poses. Just one pose. And then I want to compare him to the lowest point Saiyan especially. Put this on. Yeah, that went on pretty easily. Let's get the other one right here. All right. And then for the Kamehameha, can he pull it off? I mean, he should be able to, right? Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I think he can pretty much do it. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, he can pretty much do the Kamehameha. Let me make him yell instead. That'll probably be more, make more sense for that pose. Hold on. Oh, these things are stiff. All right, hold on. Oh my goodness. I don't want to break it or anything. All right. Dang. Okay. Then this, put this here, put the bangs back on. Yeah. All right, cool. And here he is doing the Kamehameha. Right. Let's see if I can get him to stand like that. Can I? Hold on. I should be able to, right? Yeah, there we go. Let's move this stuff. Yeah, Kamehameha. Let's just get this. Hold on. Can he please balance? All right, this is getting tedious. Look, the point is you can see it, all right? Look, Kamehameha. Yeah, good to go, okay? So yeah, figure looks pretty cool. Now I want to compare it to the lowest born Saiyan as well as my Kit Bash Saiyan Saga Vegeta. I just noticed that some paint either chipped off or was on the hand for the fist here. Yeah. I have seen some reports of paint chipping. Yeah, it seems like some paint from in there came off on the fist, just as a note. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, his boots are actually not accurate because he shouldn't have these tied parts here. It should all be like just flat and round like that. But they did post on their Instagram saying that they couldn't fix it in time. So they're aware of that. And I guess if they make, I don't know, a future version, an updated reissue or something, they might change that or something? Or what if they make an anime colored version? That's possible they could do that too. And if they did do that, I would hope that they like fix the boots, but yeah. All right, so here is the lowest born Saiyan, which of course is, canonically speaking, what Goku looked like before he was battle damaged like this, okay? And you can see that the, WoW Super Action Studio one is a lot buffer. The hair sculpt is different as well. Bandai does not have that, like, this part of his hair sticking out like this. And let's see about here. This view look pretty similar, I guess. But the WoW one is definitely, I think, they're slightly different, but pretty similar. This one sticks up a bit more. This one goes more out to this side, you see? Yeah, but they're pretty similar. And of course, as far as the likeness goes, this one is incredible, but the lowest born Saiyan is also like really spot on to the anime at that time. So, they both look really good to me. Both look really good. As far as the colors go, the pants on this one are lighter than on this one. And his boots as well, they're almost like a white color here. As you can, let me see, can I get it? It's kind of difficult to get light there, hold on. Let's see. Trying to get better lighting here. 1 second. So as you can see, the boots, the lines on this one are very light. It's kind of like a very whitish light blue color, right? Whereas, and of course it's being made slightly more green by the green screen here, but it is like a very pale, super light, slight hint of blue color. And over here, having him stand up is definitely an issue, yeah. And then over here, this one is like just straight yellow. The boots are a lot darker, as you can see. So they're definitely different colors. I don't really care that much personally. If they were to make an anime colored version, I might think about getting it, but I don't think I really need it. You know what I mean? So yeah, these are pretty cool. And I will say it's kind of interesting because in the actual anime, when Goku first showed up to fight Vegeta and Nappa, he didn't look that buff, he didn't look that buff. So this is actually, I think, pretty solid. But then he did look super buff when he got battle damage. So it's kind of weird. It's like almost in the early Dragon Ball, when the character had all their clothes on, they didn't look that buff. But as soon as their clothes were ripped off or destroyed or whatever, they just got super buff. It's kind of weird. But that's, I guess, how Akira Toriyama decided to draw them. And isn't it kind of interesting that as Toriyama got older, he started drawing the characters thinner and thinner? Because in Z, they were jacked up. This is super buff, you know what I mean? But by the time you get to Dragon Ball Super and stuff, everyone's super thin and stuff. So I don't know. I prefer the Z super buff, bulked up stuff. It just looks more manly and cool to me, that kind of stuff. So yeah, but anyway, so that's what lowest born Saiyan looks like compared to this. This is of course Goku before the battle damage. This is Goku after the battle damage, but this is probably more based on the anime and this is more based on the manga. And of course you guys already know what I would want to animate with this. It would definitely be the the Kamehameha versus Gallic Gun beam struggle. I think honestly for me, that is probably the most epic moment in all of anime that I've ever seen. In everything I've ever watched, I think that is the most epic moment ever. And it is, I prefer the ocean dub to the Chris Sabat kind of dub.
Let's see what you've got, Kakarot! Gallican fire!
I prefer the ocean dub. So for me, the ocean dub of this is just epic. But yeah, they look pretty good together. This Vegeta is the 24,000 power level Vegeta with the Dragon Stars waist armor on there. And yeah, the heights are actually pretty good too. But I will say, I really would like WoW Super Action Studio to make their own Saiyan Saga Vegeta to go with this Goku. So I really hope that is their next project. If you're watching this, please make an accurate Saiyan Saga Vegeta as your next figure, okay? Because when I say accurate, I mean he must have like he had like baggy pants. His pants weren't skin tight like this in the Saiyan Saga. They were slightly baggy, okay? We need the slightly baggy pants Saiyan Saga Vegeta, okay? That's what we need. Oh, and I forgot to mention, regarding height, they're similar, but the WoW Super Action Studio one is slightly taller. But he's not that much taller, you know? It's not a huge difference. I think they look good next to each other, and they both have that very like anime or manga accurate likeness going on, which I really like to see. Companies making their sculpts much more accurate to the actual source material rather than being all generic and stuff, you know? So that's pretty cool. All right, guys, since I messed up the Kamehameha pose, I'm gonna try to do this one. All right, let's get this one going. Let's get this one. My legs are stiff in there. Oh, that moved a bit, good. Let's see, can we pull this off? Hold on, trying to get, you see my joints are like messed up. Yeah, the joints, I need to loosen these joints up. Darn it. All right, guys, with a bit of oil, I got him to loosen up a bit. So you can do a full split now. Right here, let's see. Yeah, so a lot better, right? Now let's try that again with the improved movement ability. All right, let's put that like this. Oh dear. All right. And let's move this like that. Let's try, hold on. Let's get it. Something like this, basically. Let's see. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. That's pretty good, right? Yeah, that looks pretty close to the, well, let me see. This is, I think, a bit more like that, kind of. Although the angle's different too, so, you know, but it's very close. Very, very close, right? Yeah, pretty similar. Yeah, so that's pretty good. And yeah, so overall, I'll say I like this figure. My gripes are the joints were pretty stiff, some of them. I still have to add some oil to the knees and probably the arm. The boots, of course, are not completely accurate. What else is there? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I might have said something else. Oh, I didn't even try that arm thing. I don't think I'm going to. My apologies, guys. I'm sure there are other people reviewing it. So they can try it with their Goku, but I'm never gonna need that thing at all. So I'd rather not risk making my figure loose because of it. You know what I mean? So yeah. Overall though, this is a really good Goku figure, especially for their first figure. It looks straight out of the manga. Like, just look at that. That is incredible. That is really, really cool. And once again, if you're watching this, please make a Saiyan Saga Vegeta to go with this Goku, okay? But anyways, guys, that's my review. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.